Hello. So I'll be completely honest. I had something totally different planned to post today. But then church, and I was inspired to do something just a little bit different, which I think is so much more important because the greatest ability you have is flexibility, adaptability. You got to be ready to pivot, baby. So let's try something different this week. I am Simone Smith. I am life and ministry coach, and my mission, my goal, the heart of what I am doing here today and every day from here on out is creating a safe place and a welcoming, not a tolerating place in the church, a space for the LGBTQ to find Christ without anyone standing in their way. In fact, I want to help the church learn how to welcome them, stand by them, encourage them without requiring or assuming that there's going to be some kind of change in sexuality. Okay, so here it goes. So for the last few videos, I've really kind of been trying to make sure I work on educating people about like statistics, like the big picture of what the faith looks like for a lot of people who are in the LGBTQ community or just church itself. And I was encouraged several times, just little voices being like, come on, Simone, show a little bit more of myself, because vulnerability is something that I am not necessarily good at, but it's really the premise of the whole story, the whole reason why I'm doing this in the first place. It all started with my experience. And I've shared that before, but I think I want to share it again, maybe in a different way. So today, let's talk about me and how I am a part of you, all of you. No matter which category, group, whatever we want to call it, I'm a part of it, okay? So first I will say the synopsis of my story is that Christ found me when I was 19, and I was pretty heavily involved in the church, like right away. That's my heart. I love it. Like for some people, it seems kind of like a burden. For me, I'm like, you cannot stop me from being a part of this church. I'm not talking about going into the crowd and going home on Saturday, Sunday. I'm with y'all. Y'all gonna know my name because I'm gonna be sitting right beside you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, texting you, talking about what you need me to do. So, I've always been a part of the church in the core. I find life there. It gives me life. And although I had a lot of instances in my younger days, BC, before Christ, where I should have known that there was some same-sex attraction, it didn't hit me until the Pulse shootings in 2016. And we just had the anniversary of that not too long ago, and so that anniversary is a lot of things for me. But after I found that out at 26, 7 years after I found Christ, I had a really rough time, to say the least, trying to find balance. And for about a year, I was like, I know church is where you're supposed to go when stuff happens. I wasn't expecting this, but I guess that's where I'm supposed to be. I even went to therapy. I took myself to therapy, y'all. And gay didn't go away. Neither did God. Gay didn't go away. So after not really being able to feel like I was fully myself in any arena in my life at that time, I left the church to the open and welcoming arms of the LGBTQ community. I have some of the most amazing people in the entire world I have met through walking away from the church. I gained a lot from walking away from the church, and it wasn't in spite of the church that I didn't have these things. But when I was younger, even though I loved it, I was in a Christian bubble. And that Christian bubble looks real good, but you forget what the real world is like. And it's really easy to only cater to the church after you're in the church. But that's not what the church is for. Yes, we are family, but just like in real life when you have family, family isn't it. Family isn't everything. It's very important. It is the roots. It is where we find our stability. But we are not meant to live within our Christian bubble, because the world is happening outside of our Christian bubble, and people still need us. And the truth of the matter is, not everyone who needs us will come to Christ. But that doesn't change the fact that we have something to do. We have something to give. I have something to give. What I didn't know was that by walking away from the church, I was able to meet God instead of tradition. Like, he straight up found me in my apartment, laying in bed, crying every day, because my faith has always been something important to me. And even when I walked away from the church, I never intended to walk away from my faith. It was just, I need a break from this. This isn't feeding me like it's supposed to. And so, no, God didn't say, hey, you need to leave. But what he knew that I didn't know is that only by me leaving was I going to find where I belong. And it's not outside of the church, but it's also not in the church. It's being a part of the family of Christ. So what I mean by that, because it can sound a little bit confusing, is that we popped that little bubble, and I was able to see that there's not a separation. There's not a separation when I didn't go to church for 2 years versus when I was there like almost every day and loved it. There's not a separation. God is like, wherever you going, I'm going. Like, we're together. If you decide you're not going to step inside church for 2 years, I'm not going to miss you because I'm not leaving you. And so it's important because I want to make sure that I do everything in my power, everything that I'm responsible for, everything that God said, Simone, this is yours. I want to be a good steward of the opportunity, of the passion I have, of the testimony I have, so that other people, specifically my heart is for people who are in the LGBTQ community who have been hurt by the church or who don't feel welcomed in the church, who are afraid of church. I want to help them find God the way I found him, without the trauma, or in spite of the trauma that they have already experienced. And the way I do that is by helping build up the church, so that when we welcome these people in, we as the church, when they come into our building, when we go out to them, we are meeting them as they are, without feeling like we're trying to change them. All I have to do is point you to him. My job is easy. My job is really easy. My job is simple. Let me change that. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's already a lot. So why heap on the responsibilities of thinking we're going to change someone? There's no need. God will meet you where you are, and he will lead you to where he wants to go. As believers, we have to not only love people where they are, but we have to be willing to let go of where we think they need to be, and understand that no one's path looks the same as someone else's. So someone's redemption will not look like someone else's. And so we cannot decide to look at the outward action or behavior of someone and assume that that's how God saves people, that that's the way you will see change in people's lives. That's just a little bitty piece of who I am, why I am, what I am, and what we about to do together. Because I am not alone. I may not have found you yet, but I know you're on the other side of that screen. And I'm praying for you, and I can't wait till we meet. Bye-bye.